How y'all doing? So I very clearly have a prosthetic on my face. I hope you would all know that. I just finished my Lana Dupree cosplay from Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island, the Werecat Lady, meow, my claws. I am getting out of drag, so I figured I would update y'all. Isn't this so weird? That, like, see, this is the first time I've done like a real prosthetic. Definitely a learning curve. I did not do it perfect, but for like what I did, I think I did pretty good. Like in person, I can notice the imperfections, but like from back here, not bad. Like if I'm not standing like directly in front of the mirror, not bad. So for these, I did not glue them on. I just used these like worthless little double-sided glue sticky things. But I am keeping these claws because I'm going to use them again for Cheetah, I think. They're definitely reusable. They're more like a coated resin. Like they're real hard. So I'm just going to peel these off because they were on for maybe 3 seconds. So yeah. And the nice part is these came in a little carrying case, so I can keep them. Ta-da! So, updates on the Halloween things. I have used Prozade for the first time. I've used a prosthetic for the first time. I think I have filmed, this would be 3 now. This is 3 more. And Poison Ivy is still in the works because I'm waiting on fabric that I had to order, and it's been delayed because of the wildfires in Minnesota. So, you know, obviously that's terrible. So I'm not really in a rush for Poison Ivy, only because I have everything else done. And I've just been working around it with all the other stuff. So the next one is probably Barbed Wire. And that'll put me at like 9-ish, I think. I know I have 7. This is 8. Yeah, Barbed Wire would be 9. So I'm going to try and get through some stuff this weekend. But getting through this one was really fun. I was nervous, but I was like, you know what? I just have to do it and kind of hope for the best. So I am taking the Prozade remover. Also remove Pax paint. Shake well before using. Soak area for 1 minute. Wipe with dry cotton. Okay. I've never done this before, so I don't know what this is gonna do, but I think if I micellar everything first. I've watched so many videos on how to like properly put this on. But getting it off, I just know you don't want to peel it because 1, it ruins it, and 2, it can like reverse skin off, so we don't want that. Wait for 1 minute. Okay, I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, should I just spray it on? We're gonna do it this way. Oh god, that's strong. I think I just need to get around the edges to start, to get it to lift off. Ooh, this could be a process. Now that I got a little bit in here, I think I can kind of work it around. It's definitely stuck to my eyebrow, and I'm trying not to take my whole eyebrow off. So we're going to use a Q-tip to get in between and kind of remove everything, because I've got the edges up here, but I definitely can feel it stuck to my eyebrow or very close to my eyebrow, and I don't have a lot of brow hair to work with. So, haha. See that? There's an eyebrow there. I will say I thought I might feel claustrophobic in this, but it wasn't too bad and it wasn't hard to breathe, but I could definitely see having to wear this for more than just like an hour or two would definitely start to like become overstimulating. I have like one good section left here and it's right on my nostril, so it's super sensitive. So I'm just trying to not get the prostate remover up my nostril, but it's also so close. Like, let go. Okay, off. She is off. So weird. I think maybe I'll be able to use that again. I don't know. I used like maybe a 16th of the bottle, but I feel like I should like spray this down and just oh god. Just make sure I got everything. So I'm gonna shower and then we'll see where we're at. Alright, so clearly the prosthetic came off. All is well and all is good. But shortly after doing that look, which was a few days ago, I decided I need to reassess the Halloween plan, which happens every year. Granted, it usually happens in October and it's much more chaotic, but I'm glad I'm doing it now in end of July. It's the last week of July. So I have plenty of time to kind of pivot, revert, divert, whatever. So that being said, I always start out with my core list of costumes. Some are carryover from previous years that I just didn't get to. I do tend to prioritize those. Sorry, I have to pull my hair back. It's driving me nuts. I prioritize those usually because I either have costume pieces or the concept is still in my head and I'm like, I still can't stop thinking about this concept. So I figured out what I want to definitely absolutely keep doing, but then I get fresh ideas from seeing dolls, from seeing cosplays, to seeing stuff on Drag Race, to like just different concepts. I'm like, ooh, I want to do that. So, and it's usually something like face paint wise or something that I very easily have the things for. So with that, I went through my list and had to have the do we want to make this or do we want to buy this conversation, because I wanted to craft 90% of the stuff that I'm wearing, and or like pick pieces and put together, and that budget wise is not always feasible, nor is like the time constraints I'm on. Like, I don't have a sewing machine, so I have to go to someone else to do that. Like, I go to my grandma's house and do that, but she also has a life and plans and things to do, and I work full time, and like it's a lot sometimes. So I have my notebook, and so far I am still dedicated to crafting an Oogie Boogie dress, which I need to get burlap for it, and that's going to be the next like big sewing thing. I still want to do my Celestial Witch, which you guys don't even know what that means, but like it's fine. Hopefully I ordered some things on Depop. Hopefully the seller actually ships them to me, because if not, I'm going to have to change my filming schedule for this one look, this one Jessica Rabbit look I have. But I still need to make my Ringmaster costume. My Maleficent one is ready. It's just a matter of me doing it. I have everything for Barbed Wire. I still need to make Wonder Woman. I still need to make Patricia. And I also need to order the prosthetic for that. I still need stuff for Madame Leota. Poison Ivy is almost done. I bought 3 yards of green fabric. We're going to finish that off, so you guys will see that video sometime, maybe Thursday. I work on Bloody Mary. So I bought this white dress. It is in the mail. It's like coming my way. It's just this billowy white dress. And my vision is to be like covered in blood, very gaga olive, a la American Horror Story Hotel. So, with that being said, today I have the craft foam out, and we are going to make a back piece for this. So, the way I see it, I'll put a picture of the inspiration here. This like gilded gold spine piece with these fancy like filigrees. I want that. But I don't have the budget for like Schiaparelli or whoever made it. So we're gonna make it with air dry clay. Plus I bought this whole tub and I've only used this for one thing. We are gonna start on the Bloody Mary spine piece.
So for this spine piece, I am taking 2 strands of floral wire that measure from about the base of my neck down to the top of my tailbone. I did give myself a little bit of slack just because I'm twisting these 2 pieces together to make the spine, so I want to have a little leeway here. So to do this, you're going to need Model Magic and, like I said, some wire. You can use a larger gauge wire than I did, but I just twisted together 2 pieces of floral wire because it's nice and flexible. And then I started making my vertebrae. So I made 16 vertebrae out of the air dry clay, or Model Magic, whatever you want to call it. I started by just making this little disc and then rounding the edges out. I looked at like anatomical models of a spine and just did my best. And then once I had that little disc rounded out, I stuck the wire through the middle of it. Now this is going to be my middle vertebrae, so I tried to look at different models and match the shape a little bit. The middle ones are a little bit bigger, they can be kind of flat, and they often have this little like notch at the top, which you'll see me add. But to help keep the clay on the wire, I used the back of a colored pencil just to close off the hole. And then here you see me just adding this little piece of clay to make this little like bumpy notch, because vertebrae are very textured, and obviously it's not going to be fully textured, but we can make it as realistic as possible. So after repeating that 16 times, I took this flat piece of clay that I rolled out and I started making these kind of decorative pieces. So with this one, I just made it flat and then used the colored pencil to put in some lines. I am going to make some adjustments to this after it's dry. I'm going to build off of it. But for now, I kind of made, honestly, it kind of looks like a pineapple shape. Added some little lines that kind of made it look like filigree and leafy, and then just did diagonal lines on either side the whole way down. You don't need fancy tools for this. Like literally this colored pencil worked just fine to make the lines I wanted, and it let me roll out stuff, make stuff more angular. You can use literally spoons and butter knives if you want to. So then I just added that piece to the very top of the spine with a little extra clay on the back just for support. And then at the bottom, I made kind of a pelvis shape and did the exact same thing, just using the colored pencil.
So I can't really hold the piece up, but I have decided that this, I'm gonna let this piece dry. And then anything extra I want to add, I'm gonna have to build more wire off of with more clay because it's getting really heavy. And I think that once these vertebrae dry, I'm gonna have to put some hot glue or something onto them to hold them in place. I mean, the clay will shrink up a little bit, but sometimes that means that they move around on the wire. So I'm just kind of using a colored pencil to go in between everything and smush the little holes back together, kind of close those creases. But we'll see how it dries. So I'm gonna leave this overnight. I am gonna cover it with more wax paper so that my cats don't eat it or try and like steal it, because they like to do that. So I have this over top, and we're just gonna let it sit. But yeah, I want to build off that top piece because it's gonna come, I think the wires are gonna have to come up over my shoulder. So we will twist together some more wire maybe tomorrow or something. But for now, that's all I got.